Controlled Chaos here. In this video, I am going to do a review of Rebirth's Issue 3 update that they just put in with the 800 new options for costume customization, along with many more other things. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the adding of slots that automatically happen for health and stamina. Now, they did state that in order to get this to work on your current characters, you need to do a respec. However, there is an issue with the update that has happened that causes it so you did not get the respec free to do this to all of your characters. They are working on this issue, so I'm not going to penalize them for this because, you know what, problems happen with any updates you do to games. It's just gonna happen, especially with MMOs, and it's not really their fault. This kind of thing happens, they'll get resolved. So I'm not big and worried about this. The next thing I want to talk about is the transportation that you get. So if you go to your Hero Alliance merchant or your Villain Alliance merchant, you can get a transport to take you to your missions. Now, I don't have enough influence or merits to be able to get one of these, but I think this is a really cool way of doing things and getting you to your missions quicker if you're in a rush. If not, you know, I personally would still use my powers, but it's a nice bonus to have there and another way to work the economy and get those extra merits and influence that you have held up used in a really cool, unique way. One of the other things that this update does is it fixes bugs. And I know one of the bugs I complained about in my review was that when you played the Guardian and you used the Hell fire abilities that gave you the whip and the fire melee, that the first fire melee attack had no real sound effects to it. They fixed it. It now has that fire sound to it and whip sound to it when you miss, and nice good fiery explosion and smack sound to it when you hit. And it feels really good and it feels right for being in City of Heroes. Now, the big thing about this is the costume options added into the game. There's a bunch of new models, there's a bunch of new textures added in, and they've done, for the most part, a great job. There are, however, a few issues with this, and those issues are with the fact that when you go to bare skin, like if you choose the V-neck one and you go bare skin, one, it puts the texture onto the skin like it's a tattoo instead of having the option to also instead have it on the tights. And I see this as sort of a negative because on the other ones, you have like the rock and the chitin armor and stuff like that showing up. It does both. It has one where it's on the rock or chitin armor look, and then another one where it's on the tights. I wish they did this with the bare skin and the tattooed skin and the leather strapped skin version of these. It would add so much more and it wouldn't take much work for them to do. So my belief on this is that they were too close to the project to really think that through and notice that that would be wanted, and that's a big want that people would really like. So I hope they add it soon, and you know that works out well for them in adding it. So I'm gonna have to take away a point for that issue. But the next thing I want to talk about is with the arm wings that they have. I mentioned it when showing off in the test server that the flight for the natural flight looks good, but when you change the flight poses, the wings are pointing downwards. And especially when you have both arms out front, I want those wings pointing out alongside with the body so it looks like the wings are sort of helping and holding up the character. Now, as I mentioned, they may not have animators to make that animate and look smooth and stuff like that. But even a little pop would be okay in my eyes just to get in there and looking decent in the actual finished flight pose once they're in the pose would be nice. So I gotta give take away a point for that also. But overall, the options in this are just amazingly high. And when I did do the showing of this on the test server, a lot of people commented on Homecoming and stuff like that it's really cool Rebirth's doing this, and they wish it was over on Homecoming. Others stated that, oh man, I already spent several hours in character creation. This is going to cost me to spend more hours. And I agree with them. It does cause you to spend more time in character creation, but it's a fun time. It's an interesting time. I'm never bored making characters in City of Heroes. I never feel like it's a grind to make out the character and stuff like that. I'm just playing around and having fun. And some of the times when I'm playing around with one character, creating another character, I'll see another option that sparks a new idea. And so when I finish making that character, I end up going and making another character. And with Rebirth adding in so many new options, it's really, really nice, because now I'm looking at these options. I'm making one character based off of a new model and the new textures that they have and stuff like that. And then I see while I'm doing that there's another texture or model I want to use, and inspires another idea. And now Rebirth has me going down this rabbit hole of creating a bunch of new characters, which is really, really cool. It's the fun part of City Heroes. It's what keeps me coming back again and again once I max out the levels, or I'm sort of wanting a different feel for a character. And that's really nice that they've done that. It adds so much more to the game and variety of how the heroes will look on the servers, making you stand out even more. And so I really like this. And overall, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. And it's because of those two issues I brought up with the costume options of the skins, skins showing up under the tights and stuff like that, dealing with the textures, and also the flight pose changes with the arm wings, and the arm wings not being out in a nice position that would look good for how they'd be flying. If I'm wanting to make someone like Falcon or Red Falcon and have those arm wings, I want them out alongside the body, looking like it's holding up the body, not like it's something trying to cut through the air under the arms type of situations. But overall, this is a good update, and they've done a lot and haven't had that many issues with it. And so I'm very impressed. Now, the other thing is that they're planning on doing more. And there's more coming in the future. They haven't told me exactly what, but it's more code-based stuff that they're working on, and very interesting stuff. So I'm going to be doing speculation videos in the future on this. But overall, what are your thoughts on this update? How are you enjoying this update on the Rebirth server? Is it causing you to make more characters because of all the customization options that they added in? Are you liking the new transports that take you directly to the missions? Are you liking the way it adds in free slots for your health and your stamina? What do you think of this update? Is it better or is it worse? What's your favorite part about it? I personally like it all. It's really well done, and I can't wait to see what they do with future updates. They're really thinking about things as they do them, and I like that. And I want to say, great job, developers on Rebirth. You spent your time in making all of these textures and these new 3D models feel a part of the game. You followed with the amount of the births and polygons and stuff like that in the 3D models, so it's not overly done, it's not underly done, it's done just in the right amount. You followed the way that they do their textures to make them feel on the body and stuff like that, and it feels like it's a part of the original game and made by the original developers, which is why I'm giving this such a high score. I mean, they could easily done what like We Have Cake does with their icons for their new power sets and archetypes, where it doesn't feel like it's a part of the game. It feels like someone else just slapped it in there, not looking at the immersion effect that would have and being negative. Rebirth really took their time in making sure that this felt like it was City of Heroes, and that's a great job. So I want to thank you all for listening. I hope you have a great day.